Thank you for purchasing the IdolCam. We are going over the basic operation of the IdolCam. So we have three buttons here. The first one is the power button. Then the center one is a Wi-Fi button. And then the last one is the record button. So to turn on the camera, all you have to do is press and hold it for 2 seconds. So now the camera already turned on. And then usually the gimbal will engage in about 2 to 3 seconds. And we have a gimbal on-off switch right here. You could turn off the gimbal if you like to. So now the camera is only working as a normal camera and won't stabilize. If you switch back on the gimbal, then obviously the gimbal will come back on. Then we have a joystick right here. There's a small little joystick right here. You could control the direction of the gimbal. You could change gimbal mode by pressing the center button. Press one time goes to follow mode. The gimbal will follow the direction of where you point the camera. If you press twice, then the gimbal will be in a horizontal lock mode. So you see how the horizontal axis will stay level, but it will follow on the tilt axis. Then you press 3 times, then both the roll axis will lock horizon, and so does the tilt axis. And if you press 4 times, then we are in RC mode. The RC mode only works when you purchase an additional wire that allows you to connect to RC radio controls. So right now the joystick is no longer working. It only takes command from the RC radio control, but you will need the additional RC cable for that. Mode number 5, motion time-lapse. You want to move the lens to the direction you want the shot to end. Now you enter the motion time-lapse mode by pressing the button 5 times. So now you want to move the lens to the direction you want the shot to start off from. Then you go to motion time-lapse mode and then press record. If you need lighting to fill in shadow, we have the spotlight. This is our spotlight. It helps fill in shadow. We also have a beauty light, also for filling in shadows. Now I'm going to show you guys how to change lenses. First, turn off the gimbal. Hold on to the lens unit. Pull the lens out, like so. Then put the other lens. There's a little knot right here, the notch right here. Then you align with the 2 pins. There's 2 light pins. Now we just switched from the 16mm vlogging lens to now the fisheye lens. So we took off the rubber covers to show you guys all the ports. We have the micro SD card right here. Then underneath it is the 3.5mm mic jack. The center one is the micro HDMI port. And then the very last one is the micro USB port for charging and file transfer. So we'll go and do the camera operation. You press this button on the right side, hold it for 2 seconds, turns on the camera. You press it and hold it for 2 seconds, turns off the camera. You push it once and it will start recording, and you push it again on the left button, then it will stop recording. Then the Wi-Fi button, you press it, it will turn on the Wi-Fi. So right now it's showing green, the Wi-Fi function's on. If you hold it again for 2 seconds, it will turn off the Wi-Fi. Then to enter the camera manual, you tap it once, then you get video resolution, you get video quality, you get zoom, you get auto low light. Auto low light is for if you're in a really dim lit situation, you turn it on, but then you can't move the camera too fast, otherwise you will get stutters. Because to get more light, we have to slow down the frame rate. So that's how you get more light for the image. So you cannot move the camera too fast. Gyro sensor, you want to have it off because we're using gimbal, so don't worry about the gyro sensor, have it off. Detection, that is for detecting a subject coming into the frame. And when a subject comes into the frame, when you set it on low, medium, or high, that's the sensitivity. So once you engage either one of the settings, when a subject comes in, then the camera will start recording. And when the subject goes out, then it stops recording. So it's great for wildlife recording when you want to put the camera outside in the wilderness. And when an animal comes in, then it starts recording, and when it goes out, then it stops recording. Dual files, you don't have to worry about that right now. That is a file that's recording to the SD card and also to the smartphone as well. Then we have video stamp, that is for if you want to have the date of the video or photo that's taken, so it gave you a date. Then we have time-lapse video. This one is very self-explanatory. Time-lapse video. Loop record, so it just keeps on recording. So after it's done recording the card, then it will re-record some of the material inside. So it just keeps on looping and record. So your files inside will get deleted and then record it, delete it, and record it. You don't want to use this one unless you're using it for, such as DV, car DV. So right here is a car DV. A car DV mode is when you want the camera recording while you're driving. So any accident that's gonna occur, this camera will capture it, and that's the proof for how the accident occurred. So you only want to use loop video, loop record when maybe you're using car DV. Otherwise, you could lose videos, you could lose footage. Right now the default microphone volume is 100. You could set it to 80 if you're getting any weird noises, or 70, but 100 seems to work fine for now. Sharpness, right now we typically leave it in normal. Maybe if you need like a more sharpness, you could turn it up to high or no or soft if you need it softer, but normal is a good setting. Auto white balance, we typically leave it in auto white balance. You could also manually set the balance that you want if you know what the lighting is, but auto white balance works quite well. Then EV value, that's kind of like aperture or shutter speed, so you could have the picture half a stop to a stop to up to 2 stop lighter or darker. Then metering, we tend to use spot for vlogging, and if you're shooting nature you might want to try multi or center. But for vlogging you want the face to be the main subject, so spot works better. Then color profile, we have 7 different color profile. Right now we're in vlog, so give you more decent skin tone. Then we have nature. Nature give you a slight more vibrant color. Then vivid, it's very vibrant, very saturated colors. Then we have cine, which is a flatter color. Then we have flat, it's really flat. Then chrome, it's almost no color, a slight hint of a color. And then black and white is just, black and white. Then we have quick capture, is when you want to turn on the camera and then the camera will instantly start recording. So you will never miss a moment. That's what quick capture means. So we're at delay off. That is how many seconds later till the recording stops. So sometime maybe you want the recording to stop maybe 5 seconds after you press the record button, or maybe 20 seconds. That's up to you, so you could record more footage. In TV mode, we have the standard NTSC and PAL. NTSC is for American and PAL is for Europe. And then we have light frequency. Light frequency, it's very important when you're shooting an indoor. Some lights, they have a frequency that are flickering, so if you can't get that flickering out, then what we recommend is turn off the camera and have the lens aim toward the light source, then turn on the camera. So that usually will fix the flickering. Distortion correction, that's for correcting the fish eye lens barrel distortion. Then auto shutdown, you have a setting. If the camera is not, don't have any command after a certain minute, then it will shut off. Screen off, don't have to worry about that, but that is what it is. Just turn off the screen if to save battery. Wi-Fi LED, status LED. These are settings to turn on and turn off the Wi-Fi LED. We leave them on. Then we have TV out. If you want to connect to the TV, you actually have to turn it on. Right now it's off. Then beeps, you could control the beeping on or off. Date sets, time sets. You can set up these dates. In language, you select the language that you want. Wi-Fi, you could change the ID of the Wi-Fi. You could turn on or turn off the Wi-Fi, and you could change the Wi-Fi password. And then we have format, that's to format the SD card. Then if the camera gets a little funny, or you just want to go back to factory setting, you could press on the default setting and then you could go back to the factory setting. Then if you need to upgrade the firmware, you could press and hold onto here and you could engage the firmware update. We have a video on our website. You just go to idolcam.co/video guide and we'll walk you through how to update the firmware. Then you swipe left or right to change the camera mode or the video mode. Okay, you swipe up, then you get these settings: normal recording, slow motion, car DV. Then you got for the camera, single capture, photo burst, self timer. Then for slow time lapse, we have video time lapse, we have photo time lapse, and we have long exposure. Then if you swipe down, then that is play your photos, play your videos. Then this button right here turns off the camera, and this turns on the Wi-Fi. And that's all the operation of IdolCam. Thank you for watching.